Application of linear equation in one variable. Given two cyclists named John and Ryan leave the city at the same time. John travels west direction, which is 6 miles per hour faster than Ryan, heading to east direction. After 5 hours, they are 180 miles apart. How fast is each of them? So in this given problem, we're looking for the speed of each cyclist. Now, we're going to represent their speed. So we have two cyclists here, John and Ryan. We know that John travels 6 miles per hour faster than Ryan. So in here, we can see that John's speed is dependent to Ryan's speed. So it means we will start representing Ryan's speed. So let x equals Ryan's speed. Then John's speed will be represented by x plus 6 because John travels 6 miles per hour faster than Ryan. So that's why it is x plus 6. So in dealing with a distance problem, we must be aware of the formula in finding the distance of a moving object, and that is rate times time is equal to distance, or the distance, or I mean the speed times time is equal to the distance. So to organize our data, we will use a table. So we know that Ryan's rate is represented by x and John's rate is represented by x plus 6. And the time is given, that is 5 hours. So the distance of Ryan with this speed x in 5 hours, that is 5x. So we'll just simply multiply them. Rate times time, that is the distance. So x times 5, that is 5x. So John's distance with this speed at a given 5 hours, so that is 5 times x plus 6, or quantity x plus 6. Now, after organizing our data, we are now in the process of setting up our working equation. So let us sketch our problem. So we have two cyclists here. They are going on in opposite direction. So this is John's distance traveled going to west, and this is the distance traveled by Ryan going to the other direction, going to east. Now, the distance traveled by John, that is represented by 5 times quantity x plus 6, and the distance traveled by Ryan is represented by 5x. Now, if we're going to add their distances, it makes 180 miles. So they are 180 miles apart after 5 hours. So question, how fast is each of them? So we can use this data and this illustration to create our working equation. So we are referring to the two cyclists with their speed, distance 5 times x plus 6 and 5x. If we're going to add them, it makes 180 miles. So this will be now our working equation. So the distance traveled by John, this one, added by the distance traveled of Ryan. If we're going to put them together, it makes 180 miles apart. So this will be now our working equation. Let us now simplify this. So we will just distribute 5. So 5 times x and 5 times 6, and it gives us 5x. Then 5 times positive 6, that is positive 30. Then write down plus 5x equals 180. So let us combine two like terms, 5x and 5x, that is 10x. Write down plus 30 equals 180. And let us now isolate this x by eliminating plus 30 and times 10. So that is by subtracting 30 in each side of the equation, applying the subtraction property of equality, because we want to eliminate plus 30, and we are left with 10x on the left side. 180 minus 30 is 150. Now, to finally isolate x, divide each side of the equation by 10. So we just apply the division property of equality. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 times x is x. And 150 divided by 10, that is 15. Therefore, x equals 15. And that x represents Ryan's speed. Therefore, Ryan's speed is 15 kilometers per hour. How about John's speed? Since it is represented by x plus 6, we will be using that expression. Then we're going to replace this x by 15. And 15 plus 6 is 21. So that 21, that is John's speed. So how do we know that these are their speeds? So going back to our given, after 5 hours, so these are their speed. So after 5 hours, 15 times 5, it becomes 75. So it means it will take 75 kilometers for Ryan after 5 hours. Then 21 times 5, that is 105. So since John is faster than Ryan, so it will take 105 kilometers for him after 5 hours with his speed. Now, if we're going to add them together, 75 plus 105, it makes 180 miles apart, and that is in our given. So since it satisfies our given problem, these are the two answers.